Today I learned. Today I learned modern body armor was created by a pizza delivery guy who was wounded in the head and leg after a pizza delivery turned into a shootout. Richard Davis, a former US Marine, developed the bulletproof vest using Kevlar. During testing, he shot himself in the chest 190 times. During sales pitches, he'd throw one on, pull out a high caliber revolver, and shoot himself point blank in the chest. Police departments and military buyers bought by the truckload from this guy. The first time was science. The next 200 was show business. He knew what he was doing. I mean, that is some very risky show business. You gotta have a lot of confidence in your product to shoot yourself in the chest. Even if it works 199 times, if you freak up once you're dead. You misfire the gun and don't hit the Kevlar, you're dead. Mistakenly not enough layers in the Kevlar they produced you're dead. Also, even with a bulletproof vest on, getting shot freaking hurts. I mean, it is a very effective sales pitch, but tough to do that many times. When I was deployed, my friend was sniped in the chest. He survived, but I've never seen someone get the wind knocked out of them like that. The bruise was freaking massive too. I can't imagine your organs being able to withstand that 200 times. Probably a small caliber in his sales pitch though, yeah? Or even a weaker style of bullet. Otherwise, rip his insides. Sniper rifles come in energy levels of circa 2,400 foot-pounds of energy and up. Large caliber handguns come in at 900, 1000 foot-pounds 444 Magnum and even less 445 Colt. Big slow bullets are easier to stop. I did some consulting work for him and his company off and on in the past. He is a decent guy to meet in person. He had an FFL registered range for a while and produced a series of videos demonstrating different weapons. One video he showed me was of him shooting a suppressed Uzi to show that it is not like in the movies at all. You can still hear the rounds breaking the sound barrier, and with subsonic rounds you can still hear the hammer and it's quite loud. The videos were before YouTube and were probably some of the earliest firearm enthusiast type videos made. When he did the demonstrations with the body armor, he used a revolver to prove that he was not using dummy rounds to shoot himself. He would load up the revolver, spin it around and close it, then shoot a few rounds at a block of ballistic clay, open it, then replace the shot rounds, spin it around, then shoot at the clay blocks again. Then insert more rounds and spin around the chamber again, then finally shoot himself. He was concerned that if he used a semi-automatic pistol with a magazine, people would accuse him of inserting a blank round in the stack. Then to demonstrate that he could still fight back, he would immediately shoot bowling pins off of a table after shooting himself. What good would a bulletproof vest be if you could not shoot back? His company was Second Chance Body Armor. He also had a fireworks company on the side. The fireworks company was uninsured and very half-ass. During a show there was a malfunction and ground explosion. A bystander was killed. Bunch of injuries. People lost limbs. It was really bad. Some of his Second Chance employees performed work for the fireworks stuff, and that opened up his armor company for liability, and it ended up getting sold. Now there is Armor Express Holdings. I believe he is involved in that somehow, but I am not sure to what degree. For anyone thinking this is all bullet, or he was using handler-aided rounds or whatever, it was not. He used a .44 Magnum and also .357. It definitely fricked him up. This is the only video I found which unfortunately does not cover his whole process of the clay and such, but it shows you the welts and whatnot he got. Here are some more interesting tidbits from this guy. What is possibly bullet is the pizza shootout thing. Nobody has found any police records of this, and Davis has not produced any. His pizza places burned down not too long after the alleged shootout, and some suspect him of burning them down. I went to school with his son. His son was suspended for bringing a .357 Magnum to school one day just for its and giggles. His son is actually a really nice person. I think it was dumbass day. Someone mysteriously shot out the window of Davis's neighbor's house, but nobody could prove it was Davis from his nearby farm. Gun range. Some people claim that he paid off a teenager to say he bashed the window. Second Chance made a bunch of vests out of a material called xylon. This material ended up breaking down and some police officers were killed. injured when their vests failed. Second Chance did not step up and take responsibility, but were forced to do a recall, and also the Japanese company that made Xylem also got wrecked. There was a whistleblower from the company that exposed that Second Chance knew of this, but did not disclose it. This sounds like the premise of a Netflix series Kevlar. You don't hear about the other 190 people who tried to develop body armor and shot themselves in the chest one time. You mean that YouTuber that had his girlfriend shoot him in the chest with a Desert Eagle using phone books as armor, if I recall correctly? Yay, I heard of him. Didn't end well. A shootout? Whoa, some people really don't like pineapple. It's the blue cheese pineapple no tomato sauce incident. With banana bread crust. I guess we are in the darkest timeline. I will not make you a pineapple, blue cheese, no tomato sauce, banana bread crust pizza. That would severely ruin my reputation. What if they shot him in the face? It was a chance we were willing to take. So you are telling me there's a chance? Pizza delivery is serious it. Uncle Enzo's Pizza. Loved the opening to that book. What is this? Some high-tech super spy novel? Oh, he's delivering pizzas and it's freaking serious. Many years ago, a pizza delivery friend was shot making a delivery and died. And it was a nice neighborhood in the suburbs. If you're robbing a delivery driver, you don't give them your home address in the hood. They order from a couple neighborhoods over to an empty house they're waiting outside of. I delivered in a really terrible neighborhood when I was in college. High murder rate, low income, trap house type of place. When the people that lived there wanted to commit crimes, they'd go to where the college kids lived, because they had more money, took less precautions, and wouldn't see them 2 days later on the same street. So he was shot in the leg and head and developed something that protects neither. Weird. Imagine if he only made armor that protected the legs and the head and showed up to pitch meetings like that. I mean, theoretically you could also cover the chest, but that's not what I'm here to sell. Hear about his magic pizza box? He developed Second Chance body armor. Went on to run the biggest bowling pin match in the USA. There's no evidence the pizza delivery shootout Davis describes actually happened. No police reports from either time he was allegedly held at gunpoint. No hospital reports from him allegedly being shot in the leg. The only sources are Davis himself and articles citing the Smithsonian interview with him. It's most likely a sales pitch capitalizing on racial tensions in Detroit. He did shoot himself in the chest repeatedly to prove his product works though. So he wasn't just a pizza delivery guy, he was a former Marine. Why a pizza guy? Davis, a pizza guy from Detroit. Ah, that explains it. I may have spoken to the inventor. Back in the AOL days I did a search for everyone with the same name as me and I spoke to a Marine, movie director and 190 others all called Richard Davis or Davies. Often I had thought about making body armor from a non-Newtonian fluid like custard. As it gets harder the harder it is impacted. Someone beat me to it. Richard Davis's company, Second Chance, also sold bunk body armor to law enforcement agencies that degraded quickly when exposed to heat and humidity. Richard himself was aware and admitted that the armor degraded at a disappointing rate, but he continued to hawk it. His company was even provided a $6 million payment by the maker of the Xylem fabric that was used so that Second Chance could fix the degradation. But the company pocketed the money and immediately sought a buyer for the company. Unfortunately for them, a Michigan police officer got shot through their Second Chance armor and buyers fled, forcing the company to dissolve. Investigation and testing by the National Institute of Justice found that over half of the vests sold could not stop the rounds they were advertised at. Because of this, Xylem is no longer allowed in federally procured body armor. Davis is not a rags to riches hero, nor is he a brave innovator. He has profited off selling non-functional body armor to police, resulting in more than one death. When given a chance to fix it, he immediately took it for personal gain and moved on. He began his business on a lie, profited on his showmanship, made his millions on the blood oleos, and then took off as soon as it crumbled. Almost sounds like the plot of a movie. Retired from the Marines to settle down and build a pizzeria. Got robbed on a delivery and got sent to the hospital after a gunfight. Pizzeria burned to the ground while he was recovering and couldn't defend it. And he used his remaining fortune of $70 to invent life-saving body armor. Just as a disclaimer, he didn't create the concept of body armor or the first kind of bullet-resistant fabric. He invented body armor made from Kevlar. I watched the video of him shooting himself and he has a hand gripping the barrel of the revolver. Can anyone who's knowledgeable on guns explain why he seemingly did not burn or damage that hand in any way? Everything about this thread title is so American. Yeah, that's some risky business for real. I've seen level 2 rated body armor fail to stop .357 mag and IIIA not stop 44 mag. It can happen. Shot 190 times in the chest hug. Blunt force trauma from the bullet still hurt and can injure badly. 5th Battalion, 20th Infantry Regiment in the picture. That is my old unit 0509.